Hey basketball players, today I thought I would make a fun little video about what helped me and the basketball moves that helped me get to the NBA D-League. Back then it was called the D-League, now it's called the G-League, but anyways, basically what helped me lead to that point in my career until my ACL, MCL, and meniscus injury, which ended that kind of a career for me, and now I'm doing this. So, let's get down to the moves that helped me get to that point. Now just really quickly, my spots on the court to shoot really high percentages back when I was in high school was the corners. That's no longer the case, but back then that was the corners. However, when I went down to the D-League, it was the corners, corner threes, and then roughly that free throw line extended in like a 45-degree angle out. Roughly about here was my spots to shoot. They were like unstoppable unless I had somebody block my shot, which very rarely happened. So, how did I get to these spots? It was very easy. Obviously, moving, doing different cuts, having players drive, move up, fill, and then have them pass out for a shot. That's obviously one. Set shots were a big part of my game. But if I didn't have the ability to get that set shot off and there was a defender on me, one of the most utilized moves that I have is the jab step, one dribble, step back, shot. This is the quickest shot that I have, and also I sometimes wouldn't even have a step back. Sometimes when I would get this ball, I would just jab step, one dribble, up for a shot. Nice quick moves help you get the points faster. Another move that I really highly utilized was when the ball was getting swung around to the other side. So let's say we were running an overload on that side and we were swinging the ball around, getting different cutters along the baseline. One of the most utilized moves that I had was after we've swung the ball a few times. So let's say we were running up against a zone defense. They were not switching out of the zone defense, but they were running different types of zones. And we were swinging it around, but they already knew, hey, we would overload that side, swing it around, get an open shot on that side. What I would do is get this ball and not even think about swinging it. The defense is already starting to shift. They're already starting to cheat because they know what's happening. And I would get this ball, quick one dribble to the elbow and shot. Because at this point, the defense was already starting to shift. They knew we were gonna pass it around. And because of that, their momentum and their mind was telling them, it's just gonna go over to this direction. Meanwhile, I just stopped the swing. One dribble attack to that elbow. There was never anybody who was guarding me. Now this next move is not a move that I did in high school at all. This was a move that I developed after high school, especially when I was training to get down to the States, because I knew that I was going down there a few months before I headed down there. And this was a move that I really wanted to master because Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan used it a ton. And I think I mastered it quite well. And that is the Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan half spin move fake that turns back into a shot. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna dribble towards our defender, or we're going to attack our defender, whatever's going on. We're gonna attack. We're then gonna take a hard dribble and catch the ball in the air so that when we land, we can use either foot as a pivot foot. So to make this look in real game situation, you go bang into that move. Now, from this point on, you've got a couple of different options. So you could go from here, turn and shot, especially if you add in a shoulder fake left and then you've got your shot right, or you can go into this drop. You could turn around right away and take that shot, because what's happening here is the player's gonna think that you're turning and spinning towards the left side of the basket. You turn back around, you pivot back around, and then you take your shot. This is a very good move to use. Or One that you could add on, which I never did, was the up and under through. These are all fantastic moves out of that drop, that half spin drop that I call it, that you can do as well. And this alone helped me get a ton of points in scrimmages when I went down to the D League. So going back to the first move that I showed you, it was a jab and then a one dribble over, and then I would take my shot or I would do a step back. And then after high school, I added on a couple of different, or one different move that really helped out this. So basically it was the same idea. I would take that jab, one dribble, except I would spin off of it and drive towards the basket. So after you do the jab, one dribble shot 3 or 4 times in the game, they're expecting it. They're going to be knowing you're going to be doing it. So they're going to start cheating. The defense will actually start cheating a little bit back, and then they're going to wait until you do the move, and then they'll close out and you've got no shot. So if this is the case, when they close out, usually, at least what I seen, was they were closing out straight up. And that tells me they're not ready for a change of direction. And if that's the case, and you're noticing this from your defender, jab, one dribble spin, and you'll be able to beat that defender quite easily, especially if they start playing you straight up. Now, even though I was a guard, I still have a lot of low post roots in my body because I played low post all the way until halfway through high school. So this is an area of the court that I was always very good at, and it didn't really matter who was defending me. When I went down to the States for that D-League training camp before I got my injury, when I went down there, they had a center who was from Australia. He was just over 7 feet tall, and I was trying to post him up during just like the fun shoot around warm up time. And then when it came to the game, I knew how he was defending me. So that's how some of these moves would work. And this is, I still say these are my go-to moves. So you get the ball in the low post, and you don't want to get the ball and start with the ball in the low block. You want to be up at the first hash mark and 1 to 2 steps out. You want to be roughly in this area. Now, to get to that area, you don't start in that area. You actually start in the low block. When the ball's coming in for you, you jump out for it. You land on both feet when you catch this ball. There's a reason for that. It allows you to be able to use either foot as a pivot foot, meaning that you can go left or right. It doesn't matter. It's not going to be a travel. If you catch that ball on your left foot and then you put that right foot down, you have to use your left foot as a pivot foot. So keep that in mind. So first move that I really like to use was the up and under. You would use your right foot as a pivot foot, take that shot, and you can go through for a layup, or if you're a bit farther out like I am, I would then get that ball, fake, one dribble, bang, and up. Too bad I can't make that shot right now. I hope that these moves help you win more games and score more points. If they do, hit that like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys again next time.
When I